Hi, I'm Helen and I'm delighted to be here at Yealm Kitchens in Newton Ferrers, and today I'm going to be showing you some ideas of how to use your full steam oven to its fullest capacity. Right, well, I'm just going to be making a very easy way of making risotto using the steam oven. A beautiful recipe, and it's so simple and easy. It's a great recipe for when you're stuck with what to cook or when you want something nice and quick. This is the full steam oven that I'm using. So I've got 250 grams of risotto rice, and then I'm just going to add some sliced leeks. And then we're going to just simply add this to the rice. And this is a recipe that we don't actually have to fry anything. And it's really utilising the steam. It's a beautiful, healthy way of cooking because we don't need to add lots of oils and fats or even salts to vegetables to make a lovely meal. So just add the leeks, and then I've already chopped a couple of shallots and garlic. And just add that to the risotto. So give it a little bit of a mix. And then to that, I'm going to add 500 ml of vegetable stock. Straight over there. And then for a rare occasion, I'm actually going to measure the wine. And I'm just going to put 100 ml of wine. Lots of the recipes say white wine, but I actually quite like a rosé wine. But you want to put a decent wine in with the cooking. So this is all we need to do for this risotto now. And I'm going to be putting it in the steam oven. I'll put it on the lower shelf for now because I'm actually going to be adding something later on. So what we want to do is going to switch the oven on, and not through the function we need to press the menu button again and press on steam. So we want the full steam at 100 degrees, and this in total will take about 25 minutes to cook, but I need to stir it after 15. So I will just move that back to 15 minutes and then press start. This is just the pump, is the water going through into the oven, and it's just going through the pipes at the back and will be sprayed into the oven. What we can see, because people want to know where the water is actually just behind here. So we press that, and the water was actually just in a cassette just behind this fascia panel. So this will time now, and what it will do is actually make a noise when it's reached the 100 degrees, and that is when it will start timing that 15 minutes. We've got a compact version next to here, so I can actually talk about the steam on this one as well. So again, this is exactly the same scenario as the full size, but it's just in a compact version. So with steam, we have the steam one here. So mainly you'll be cooking at 100 degrees. You can just drop it sometimes when you're cooking fish. It's a beautiful way of cooking fish. A lot of people just think of steam and vegetables, but it can be used for lots of other things, pure steam. As I say, with the risotto, I actually steam my fruit when I'm making jam. So it keeps a lovely colour to the fruit, and then I put the fruit into the pan onto the induction hob to make the actual jam. The full steam there, but on this setting, we also have the sous vide setting. So if you've got a vacuum drawer, we can do perfect sous vide cooking as well with the full steam. This also has a defrost. Again, it's a beautiful way of defrosting. It adds a little bit of moisture so it doesn't dry up, and it really is very, very efficient way of defrosting foods. Then we have dough proving on this setting. As it says, dough proving, it's a great way of proving the bread that you're making, and it cuts proving down by a half or even more on some doughs. White bread I can normally prove in about 20 to 30 minutes, and then the brown bread 30 to 40 depending on the type of bread we've got. But it's a lovely way of proving in the oven, and then of course you can then cook straight off in the oven afterwards. My favourite one is reheat. It's a bit of a forgotten feature I think there's sometimes, but it's the most great way of reheating food with steam. And what we do is you put your food in, and you can do more than one level, and it's just a great way of reheating bread, it just comes out almost as new. If you've cooked too much pizza and you want to have it the next day, it's lovely. Lasagna is a great example for reheating this. Whereas adding the moisture, it doesn't dry out, and it's a beautiful way of actually reheating the food. And then we're back to the steam. And of course, steam just adds the moisture. It's a very healthy way of cooking. So I'm just going to start the apple and blueberry compote, which I will be putting in the steam oven with the risotto. It's absolutely ideal at the moment with some beautiful Braeburn apples, which I've just peeled, cored and just sliced. And then to that, I'm going to add a punnet of blueberries, which I've just swirled through. Then to that, I'm just going to add some caster sugar, and then the juice of half a lemon. Squeeze this on the fruit there, and then this is the best bit, is some creme de cassis, which is just a black currant liqueur, and a couple of tablespoons, so 1, 2 and a bit for luck. Give this a little bit of a stir just to make sure that all the apples are all coated, and then we'll pop them into the oven with the risotto when the time is up. Right, so the 15 minutes is up now with the steam oven. So when you open a steam oven, you just want to release the steam first before opening the door fully. And then we'll just put it on the work surface. I'm actually going to be putting it back in, so I will close the oven door to keep it nice and warm. And all I need to do now is just give this risotto a stir, and it will just need another 10 minutes in the steam oven. Now sometimes when I've got some wild garlic at home, I just get some leaves and just pop them over now for them to wilt in as well, but that's just an optional extra if you're lucky to have wild garlic growing in your garden. So I'm going to open the door and pop this in again, and so I'm going to pop that down at the bottom. And then I'm just going to add the blueberry and apple compote. So I'm using full use of my single oven, full-size single oven steam oven. So again, full steam, 100 degrees, and I just want 10 minutes now with this, and press start. So we have the two there, we've got the risotto cooking, and we now have some fruit cooking. Great use of using a full-size steam oven, because as with the 4D hot air, we don't get the intermingling, neither do we do in a full steam oven. Great way of utilising the full-size steam oven. And if you remember, this blue line was registering the temperature going up to there, and once it's reached that 100 degrees, this 10 minutes will start the countdown of the cooking time, and then just switch off when that's right. The risotto is ready now, so we shall release the steam a little bit first before opening the door, and we'll just get the risotto out first. And then to this, I'm just going to add a knob of butter, or you can, if you wanted to, just have a little bit of olive oil, or if you wanted it to be really healthy, you needn't put any in at all. So it's really an optional for you and your taste. But we haven't added any oil previously to the recipe. I'm then going to add some Parmesan cheese and mix this in together. And you can see how simple it was, just the ingredients, pop it in, stir once, and then you have a beautiful risotto ready for eating. Just going to add a little bit more just cheese over the top, and then a sprinkling of chopped parsley. And I think you'll agree, a very quick, very tasty looking risotto. And here we have the beautiful apple and blueberry compote, and you can see how the apples have just kept their shape. It's a beautiful way of cooking the fruit, and the blueberries are kept whole, but the flavours are infused all the way through. It's an absolute super way of cooking the fruit. So I'm just going to carefully place this into there. I'm just going to drain some of the juice off first. And of course this has got this creme de cassis in, so it tastes absolutely divine. So this is lovely, either warm, or if you don't eat it all in one go, pop it in a container in the refrigerator and it'll be absolutely superb, chilled the next day. Sometimes I actually reduce the sauce and put it on a pavlova for something a little bit different. So there's lots of ways you can use your steam oven within your cooking. And of course, although we've got the large bowl, it's always nice to serve this in a lovely plate there, just a little portion. And of course, being in Devon, we have to have our Devonshire clotted cream there on the side. Blueberry and apple compote with clotted cream. Means I can drink it afterwards. No, I'll have to cut that one out.